morning, all you minties, and welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, my lovely co-host, the Uncanny Omar.
Tonight I am Señor Fantástico because of Spanish and
because of what we're talking about today.
Because of the Fantastic Four. Yes,
Fantastic
rumors are everywhere as far as everyone seems to know who has been cast as Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Girl, the Thing, and the Human Torch. But there's really no official word from the MCU, from Disney, which, you know, it's everybody seems to know who is going to play who.
Yes.
So tonight we figured we have some fun and do the same thing we did with the DCEU, or I'm sorry, what is it called? DCU, right? Is it just DCU?
I think it's just called
with James Gunn's DCU that we did a couple weeks ago. Have everybody join in and talk about, who we think should be cast. And this was a lot of fun because what we did ahead of time was actually think about what kind of plot they may have in the first movie to set up future movies. And that was a lot of fun to go back and forth with Amanda to talk about what kind of characters would show up, what kind of cameos we would be seeing, that pretty much casting the characters so they can show up a little bit later and show up only in the first movie as cameos. We didn't have any kids yet, like any of the Franklin Richards or Valeria, because we figured with the first movie, they may just try to introduce the core team and maybe a supporting cast, and eventually we'll see a marriage. Because I mean, we are talking about Marvel's first family. We would love to see that translated on film. So perhaps this, we'll see a marriage and kids later on. But it'd be really cool to see that in the movies. Not already start as a family, because we've already had that. It's called The Incredibles, and it was done better than any of the Fantastic Four movies. Yeah. So we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, and like Omar said, so basically I asked him, all right, we obviously have our core four. We have an idea of some villains that we probably will see based on the hints of what movies are to come in the MCU Phase 5, rest of Phase 5 and Phase 6. So I asked Omar to kind of pick some characters, additional villains, and some supporting cast. And so I thought that as we go through these, we'll probably start with the core four. And then as we go through them, Omar can kind of, tell us a little bit about his reasoning why we chose this particular character, and then we'll go ahead and show each one of our respective fan castings. Now, obviously, these are all whatever we want to see. This is, may or may not happen. Probably not, because let's face it, if the rumors are true, we already know what famous.
No, those rumors cannot be true, because that
I
is
hope not, but as long as
idea.
I hope not, because I would not be satisfied with.
No, honestly, right now those are just rumors. I mean, look at the rumors of John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic for years.
Fantastic.
Did he though? Did he though? He played the stupidest Mr. Fantastic.
No, he's the dumbest Mr. Fantastic.
Ask me for a part, not because I'm right for it, but because I want the Disney trainers to do me what they did for Chris Pratt. Oh man. Okay, you can be.
Ooh.
Is it me, or has the Fantastic Four always been lame? I never read a single Fantastic Four issue back in the day.
Oh man,
the Fantastic Four movies haven't had the best stuff. I mean, I like who the Silver Surfer was a good idea, but the first one wasn't that good. It wasn't that the cast, like people were saying. I thought that the Thing was pretty good. It was just
good. Chris Evans was good in the.
Chris Evans was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Julio, what's up, man? How are you?
Guy from Nip Tuck, he was really good as playing a version of Dr. Doom.
That was the hardest thing, right? That was the hardest thing, was what version of Dr. Doom are we going to have?
Yes.
And for anybody that read the comics, there was this idea from Stan Lee. This is where people separated, like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Should we make him a disfigured character? Should he be mangled because of things that have happened in the past and blame Mr. Fantastic for it? Or should he be a really good-looking guy with just a little bit of a scar, and because he's such a perfectionist and narcissist, he wears this insane mask to cover up what he thinks is a hideous marking on his face? And I thought, man, that would be such a cool twist, but then people would get all pissy, like, no, that's not the Dr. Doom from the comics. Because there was a separation between, I think it was Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. One of them wanted to do the handsome guy with one little, scar on his cheek, and that's what made him go crazy. Yeah. So, let's have some fun tonight. Everybody grab a drink.
Exactly.
We will be doing.
Go ahead. No, I just wanted to pull up. Griffin X made a good point. Hickman's Run. That was my first. So one of my first comics outside of anything that Omar made us read for Old Reader, New Reader was Hickman's Run of Fantastic Four, and between that made me love Fantastic Four. So that run right there. And now I do have the other one that I need to read, which is Wade's Run as well, because
that's my favorite.
And that's, I hear that's really good. So that's one of the ones on my list is to read as well. But for me, I've always been waiting for Fantastic Four. So this is very exciting for me that they have the movie. And I hope Matt Shackman, who was on our social media post, that was that gentleman. If anyone was like, who's this random guy in this post? That was the director of the movie.
I was like, is somebody joining us?
No, that's Matt Shackman who will be directing Fantastic Four, the showrunner for WandaVision. So there we go. Okay, so we're all wondering. Anyways, I'm sorry to interrupt Omar, but that's usually what I do. I said my superpower was interrupting people.
No. You didn't. So. I interrupted you. I was gonna say, if you're interested at all, people watching, in Spider-Verse, Amanda and I are gonna review that on Friday.
Yes,
so we're gonna go watch it tomorrow. And then we're gonna go review it on Friday. I think at 8. I think 8:30 is what I'm shooting for, because I've got to do a makeup show with somebody else. I'm being interviewed at 7, and I'm gonna probably go a little longer than that. So 8:30 if it's cool with everybody.
I love when we're playing this right on air, because I didn't know.
I forgot to text you. Okay, it's what we do.
We do it at 9. I assume we do it at 9 o'clock, but that's fine. 8:30 works.
Well, if it's right, we'll do it at 9 o'clock. It's all right. It's all right.
There we go.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get this party started. Everybody put your thinking caps on, get your IMDb and your Google up. And this was a lot of fun to put together. This was probably, for me, this was more fun than the DCU, because I love the Fantastic Four. And I put a lot of thought into this, even though I'm going to get made fun of. And Amanda's choices are superior, but we will see.
I don't know if that's true, because so for me, I know that I haven't been introduced to all of these characters yet. Some of them, obviously, because of Hickman's run, I have been. So there's some gray areas, and some people might find my choices to be strange, but we'll go from there. It doesn't matter. All right. So let's go to the next slide. So our first one is going to be Reed Richards. I don't know which one's first, though. It's you. You're next. So
you want me to go first?
It's showing me it's showing me how the orders that it goes. Okay. Omar, gentlemen first. What is your pick for Reed Richards?
My pick for Reed Richards, Uncanny Omar Talk Pretty one day is this guy that has been blowing up recently. He's good looking, he's charming, he's got a lot of fans.
Chris Pratt?
And he's not a bad actor. Like, he's not a bad actor. I've actually seen him in the popular series You. So let's go ahead and put him up there. I went with Penn Badgley. I think it was
Badgley. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like I believe he's in his 30s, 34, 35, something like that. And that's kind of the age that I was shooting for this particular character. I would love to have cast somebody older, but I'm like, I gotta think. Okay, this is when I do too much thinking. I think. That I gotta cast somebody like I am a talent agent. Like, they gotta last at least 10 to 15 years in the MCU, because eventually in 10 and 15 years, these people that are 35, they're gonna be 50 years old. And do they really want to come back? I mean, they'll have the cool hair and everything like Mr. Fantastic, but I want to keep actors in there as long as possible. That's why I went with somebody like 30 years old. 30 to 35 for the character of Mr. Fantastic, which made my Doctor Doom harder to cast, because damn, I wanted to cast older Doctor Doom. All right, but go ahead, Amanda. Who did you pick?
All right, so for me, this is an actor who has always been on my radar. He's been in a lot of TV shows, and he's actually in Venom, but I don't like that as an indication of his acting. But he clearly can act smart, witty, and can be funny. And if we're looking for someone who can fit that Marvel, because I'm assuming they're still going to have the Marvel banter and Marvel, little jokes and stuff. So my choice, coincidentally, his name is also Reed, and that is Reed Scott. So most recently, he was just finished his run in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and he is a fantastic actor. He's a little bit older than Penn Badgley, not much older, but a little bit older. He clearly has that, older gentleman look. He can have that grayish hair thing going for him. And I enjoy him as an actor. I think he would fit this role very well. Funny enough, he actually said if he could play any superhero, it would actually be Plastic Man. But for me, I would like to see him as Reed Richards. So
Plastic Man is a
that's
great
what he said in an interview once. I know. I'm like, okay, but because people actually have asked him, like, could you see yourself being Mr. Fantastic? So it's not like it hasn't been something that's been presented in before. And I think he has the physique for it. I think he has a personality, and I find him to be a very charming actor. Every time he's very charismatic. Every time he's on the screen, he just resonates with me. So I would love to see someone like that as my Mr. Fantastic. And that is why I'm choosing Reed Scott, also named Reed.
Scott. Yeah, he's already got the name.
Okay. I'll tell you, if he was supposed to be older, I would have went with Glenn Howerton. If I went with really like a lot older, but
Glenn Howerton, the guy that played him already? That dude?
No.
Who played him in the original movie in the early on?
Ewan Gruffold.
I love that guy.
Yeah, I love that guy. Oh yeah. He was great.
Yeah.
Arthur. Yeah, but no, Glenn Howerton is from Always Sunny.
Oh, really? Yeah, I can see that.
You see pictures of him.
That guy actually make a better Dr. Doom. He's got a lot of range. Dennis.
Yeah. Dennis, exactly. There we go. People know. Yes. Yes. And Julio, I am also sad that Mrs. Maisel's over, and I loved that finale. And the fact that he gave her her name, I thought that was brilliant.
Whoa, I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I've been doing nothing but editing. All right, let's keep on going.
Really good on Veep. Yeah, he was
really good. What? Duck? Duck on Veep.
Duck on Veep. Yeah, that's right.
All right. Okay. And yes, please, anybody chime in who you think. I really like this one right here, by the way. Where's Larry's choice? Larry, I love this guy. He was already in the MCU, though. He was Thanos' like little cannon fodder guy that got killed by Ronan. This is, of course,
yes.
He was a Buffy actor. Oh my gosh. Wesley, yes. Oh, yeah. I loved Wesley, especially at the end of Angel. He's a great actor, and he doesn't get enough roles. But yeah, he did the voice of that little minion, one of the Qatari that got killed by Ronan. Got hammered, broke his neck, which is lame. The name never crossed my mind until now. That's right, man. Senor Fantastico.
Fantastico.
All right. Ladies first for the first lady of Marvel.
Yes. Oh,
hey, Scott's.
Paige is asking, is this just for fun or are there indications that Marvel's? This is just for fun, Paige. Yes. Obviously, there have been rumors for swirling around. I don't know if the reason they haven't announced it is because we are on the writer's strike and maybe they're not really finishing or finalizing casting. Maybe there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. Maybe it's just because they're waiting for San Diego Comic-Con or D23 to announce this stuff. But there have been some rumors about casting. These, for what it's worth, if you guys aren't familiar with what the rumors are right now, Adam Driver for Mr. Reed, Reed Richards, which I'm not. I love Adam Driver, great actor.
No, he's a great actor.
I don't think we need. Yeah, why do we need him for this? He's already been Kylo Ren and everything else, and then Margot Robbie for, again, she's Barbie, she's Harley, she's already been so many things. I feel like they can do really well if they give us some lesser known actors that aren't in these massive tentpole franchises yet. And I know, Penn Badgley's been in You, but that's a TV show on Netflix. Yeah, it's not the same thing.
He's building his own fans, right? Exactly. And a lot of movie stars
follow him over there.
That's been happening since. Well, I always said since the beginning of time, but since television, right? Movie stars started out in television. Travolta, Bruce Willis. Right, a lot of movie stars started in television. All right, writer's strike holding a lot of things. They just recently stopped production on Deadpool 3.
They did because
the big one is the
can't improvise.
He can't ad lib.
The rules. He can't ad lib. So yeah, that's the most. Why would you even bother if he can't ad lib on the production? So yeah, that's a big deal.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Sue Storm. I think I get to go first. Hey,
Ladies
I love
first.
I have these We got
So
them
the
signed too.
art germ covers.
The
I
art
got
germ,
these signed
yeah.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome. I got them all. I have to put them back up, but yeah. All right, so I think I get to go first this time, if I remember correctly, because I go opposite. So for this one, I picked an actress. Now she's more in the same age. She's still in the same age range, 35, I think, and she's a fantastic actress. She brings a little bit more serious to the role, which I really think when I think about Sue Storm, you definitely need. I think she can do the whole mom vibe that someone's mentioned in the chat. You need a mom vibe, and I was like, all right. But my pick is Vanessa Kirby. You all are probably familiar with her. I believe isn't she in the most recent, going to be in Dead Reckoning?
She looks familiar. What is her name again?
So Vanessa Kirby, I know she's been in The Crown. She played Princess Margaret in the early versions. She was her sister. Yeah.
She was in Mission Impossible.
Yeah, she's a Dead Reckoning. Yeah, she's in Mission Impossible. She'll be in the most recent one that's coming out this summer. She's a fantastic actress. I think that she would do well to cross over.
Oh, she was in Pieces of a Woman. I actually really like that movie.
Oscar, I think, or she got nominated for an award for that. Yeah, so she's not like super famous, but she's someone who could develop, I think, a really strong character out of Sue Storm. So that's my pick. And not Margot Robbie. So there you go.
Yeah, and no, Margot Robbie is wonderful. I just think like she's a little too big for something like this. Why cast someone like that? You're gonna I mean, look at what happened to Hugo Weaving, like leaving Red Skull after just one movie. Like that's exactly what's gonna happen with these big movie stars. Like Margot Robbie will leave after 2 movies if they don't pay her much. And would you rather them spend more money on getting the actors, or would you rather spend more money on actual special effects? So wow, yeah, I like her. All right, my pick. I went with somebody a little bit younger, but she played a big dramatic role on television. Streaming is how I watched it, and that's Isabel May.
Okay,
who just showed up in 1883, and she was so good in that. Like she captivated me. She was solid for such a young actress and not a big name. She has that Jennifer Lawrence look to her too.
She does.
So yeah, that's why I went with her. She's great. She's got the part. You don't need to wear a wig or dye your hair. Jessica Alba, but yeah, she looks it. She's solid. I really liked her. And
I almost didn't recognize her with that haircut because that's so short.
I went with the Sue look.
Yeah, for sure. No, she's a good actress, and if you're going for younger, I could definitely see her because she'd be a little bit younger than Penn Badgley in the role. And I know like Vanessa Kirby is younger than My Reed Scott. Like they would still, if you're going for that dynamic, not that they have to be whatever, but
yeah, but I mean, Mr. Fantastic. Okay, in the comics when I was a kid, Mr. Fantastic was always the dude that was way too old. Because I mean he had the gray hair and people go gray early, but I was a kid, right? So to me they've always been about 10 years apart, right? Like 10 years apart in ages. So
Larry's Library, this is interesting. Many years ago I thought Kelly Ripa. If you've seen her in All My Children, she's a soap opera actress. I met her once when my mom took us to soap opera luncheons back in the day before she got on Regis and Kelly and became a thing. She was just on soap opera, All My Children. Same with her and what's his name, who was later in Win a Date with Tad Hamilton in the Transformer movies. I don't remember his name for the life of me right now.
Megan Fox?
No, it was bad. Anyways, I don't remember his name.
Josh
Hamill. Yeah, because they were together. Yeah, anyways. She's okay, but it's soap operas. It's hard to tell if you're going to be a good actor in a soap opera.
Yeah. I'm kind of leaning more towards your choice. She's a looker. Not that mine isn't, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like your choice is solid. All right, let's have some fun because this guy has to be funny and has to have. Why would you do that? Why would you just give it away? Oh my gosh, we need IT. Sorry about that, folks. Wait a minute. Al Pacino's 83 years old.
Yeah, I know.
His 9-year-old girlfriend is currently pregnant with Pacino's 4th child. I think there's just a time you just stop.
I think him and what's his name? Because who else? Robert De Niro just announced his
De
kid.
Niro
I think they're having a competition.
kids Godfather competition.
Godfather competition.
All right. Anyway, my pick for Johnny Storm is somebody I haven't seen in a long time, and that's William Moseley. I thought he was going to be the next big thing. So William Moseley was the kid in Narnia, and I think he's got, he's definitely got the physique and the build and the look for Johnny Storm. And the thing is, got to be funny, right? Like, you got to have good comedic timing. Amanda, 3. Omar, what the? I'm the one that's wearing a Fantastic Four shirt, man.
Yeah, but look at my shirt. It makes everyone happy but sad at the same time.
Yeah, that's
how I like to wear my
with
shirt.
Emotions.
You might play with that.
I love that you're 3 and I'm 0, even though they haven't even seen your pick for Johnny Storm yet. That's how good you are at this.
You don't know. I'll be honest,
he's
guys.
saying it's 3-0, and you've only seen 2 of your choices.
I know. That's crazy. Anyways, go ahead.
Let's go pick Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Brand said easy one. Chris Evans. I would, if there's ever a multiverse, they could throw him on in one of those
that would be fun
suits. I'd be very happy about that.
I think that has I think that ship has sailed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. Who did you pick?
So I don't know if it's just because of my recency bias, but then I thought about it as like, man, he really would make a good Johnny Storm. And that's Phil Dunster, who plays Jamie Tart in Ted Lasso, because he is funny. He looks good with blonde hair because he's worn it from not in the style it was in Ted Lasso season 3, but he wears it blonde with blonde highlights for most of it. He is funny. He can act, and he is younger. He's younger than all the other actors that I've showcased so far. So he would be my pick 100%. I was like, now that I see him, I was like, I can't unsee him as Johnny Storm because he can be cocky. He has that range. Yes, he's not as young as Tom Holland, but by the time this comes out, Tom Holland's let's face it. He won't be the same. He was 25 now, right? So he's going to be a little bit older.
I think you are like the only one that knows how old he is.
Who, Tom Holland?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's my choice.
Okay. The Thing. Now, in your mind, is The Thing practical effects, a guy wearing a rock suit, or do you see nothing but CG?
I see. Why is yours doing this? I see a combination.
I'm not doing anything.
No, you're gonna have to do yours again because it looks like it's gonna show up for some reason. I don't know what's happening.
What are you saying, dude? I'm gonna have to do mine again because it's gonna show up for something. I can't speak.
Anyways, I think it's gonna be a mixture of practical and CGI. That's what they've done with some of the other things recently. I think that they're gonna go for something that's like maybe some of this might be practical effects, but then some of this might be CGI. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you want me to do?
It's going to automatically put your pick up. Something happened. You shouldn't have erased those white blocks.
You asked me to erase them.
I didn't know it was going to mess up. Okay. So, Omar, you get to go first. Who did you pick for Ben Grimm or The Thing?
I picked Aldous Hodge, who was recently in a DCU movie, right? Mm-hmm. He was in the JSA. He was part of the JSA.
Black Adam. He was in
Black Adam. That's the movie. That's the movie. So I wanted to go with somebody that looks like, the part that Ben Grimm would play before, like a tough dude, right?
Yep.
But also could have a range, right? Because the thing is a tortured soul. This man, this monster, like that's the beauty of The Thing. It's like you feel so bad for him because he's stuck in this form. So heartbreaking. Yeah. I really, this was a hard choice. Like I went around, I'm like, okay, I got to pick somebody and they have to do their voice.
Yes.
So how do I do that? Do I do that Vader style? Pick somebody just before they pick a Ben Grimm and then they turn into The Thing and then I just cast the voice. Yeah. I don't know. This was tough. So I went with somebody that had the voice down and the physicality, and has range. Because the Thing is a deep character, probably the best character of the Fantastic Four. A lot of people's favorite character.
Yeah.
What about you? Who did you go with? What route did you go here?
Okay, so I thought about Marvel, and I also thought about the fact that you could take a Chris Pratt and turn him into a buff dude. That's not hard for Marvel to do when you have Marvel money.
Yeah, that one guy wanted to be Ryan wanted to be cast as in Marvel.
So but I thought I need someone who can be funny, but also have that gravitas. And I most recently has seen this actor in the TV show on Apple TV Plus called Shrinking, and he does a really good job. I was surprised at having that of like a grieving, husband and dealing with all of his emotions. And so my pick is Jason Segel.
Jason Segel, known to be like he's a comedian, right? Like the guy that was in Freaks and Geeks. Freaks and Geeks, was he?
A lot, yes. That's his first role, but then of course he went and How to Met Your Mother, and then of course, Forgetting Sarah Marshall was his breakout movie role. But I think he can, yeah.
I was gonna say both these dudes are gonna need contacts though, because we got to put the blue eyes in there, so they got to wear blue contacts.
Yeah, or we're gonna go the route of like Harry Potter, and they're just like your mother's eyes, but they're green and not blue because that's the color of Daniel Radcliffe's eyes. Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I think he's just been typecast, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think of movies that he was serious in, and I haven't seen Shrinkage yet. That's the one with Harrison Ford.
The thing is like Shrinking is serious, but then also you still have the comedy beats, right? Which I think all these people have to be able to play that, right? Because for every serious thing that
I don't think so. Okay, in a perfect world, we don't need that. We need one guy.
I know, but
that is funny, and that's Human Torch. So that's covered by the Human Torch. Sure, the Thing can have a clip here and there.
They should be able to carry comedy well. Not all serious actors can carry comedy, even if not that they're going to joke around all the time. But think about it; it's Marvel.
No, I know, and I'm really maybe it's just me that's really getting tired of it. We don't need every character to be quippy. There are you know what? There's dull people in the world. And that's okay. Not everybody's funny.
True. That's true.
I think it's getting old that everybody has a
Aldous Hodge had some really good quips in Black Adam. Before you start saying that, pretty good knockdown for Black Adam.
This is my version of the Fantastic Four. Ain't nobody going to be quipping except for the Human Torch.
Well, they don't have to be quippy, baby.
Not everybody has to have a Spider-Man line. And this is my gripe for like the last 4 years.
I know.
It's getting really old, and I just, and you can make a good, fun movie without having everybody be.
No, and they don't. I'm not talking about Thor: Love and Thunder, quippy.
No. Even, I mean, and I'm okay with the Thing cracking a joke here and there, but I'm saying, like, not everybody has to have a good comedic timing to be in the four. I mean, if there are 4 characters,
I agree.
Human Torch is the one that gets to be the jokester. I mean, that's unless they change it up.
Because he is really good at cracking jokes.
Who's that?
Jamie Tart from
Jamie
Ted Lasso.
Tart.
He's very good at that and very charismatic.
Okay.
Yes, I love. Oh yeah.
I haven't seen season 3 yet. I've seen him in season 1. He was hardly in season 2, and he was just a jerk in season 1. So I haven't seen him in 3 yet.
Yeah. No,
Gilbert Gottfried, if he was still alive, as the Thing. No.
All right.
Let's go to the supporting cast. So that's the main 4.
Oh, it's gonna mess up again. Okay, Omar, we never should have took those things off. It's fine. It's too late for now.
What things? You want me to put the squares back on? I'll put the squares back on.
No, it's too late. Go ahead. Supporting cast. So, now we're gonna go to our supporting cast. So, Omar, you can kind of explain why you chose, as we go through them, the certain supporting cast, because obviously there's a lot to choose from. Okay. But Omar narrowed it down.
So I wanted to narrow it down to just a few characters that could be introduced here. And I mean, like, could be introduced. They could have a minute of screen time. They could have, a cameo, and they could just be introduced to later play bigger roles. I love that they do that. No, but the Thing needs to be funny too, is rivalry with Johnny. No, I get it, but it's a different type of comedic timing than, or Thing or Human Torch and Spider-Man. Yeah, they both have to be quippy.
Yes.
Thing is a little bit different.
And
And
that's why
I
you
was
need to
mainly,
be
and I'm okay with the
friendly,
thing having
not
comedic
flippy
time.
funny.
I was mainly talking about Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Girl.
Oh,
We don't
Vanessa
need
Kirby's
them
not
to
going to be
start throwing quips like everybody
no.
else in the
I don't
MCU.
see Vanessa Kirby throwing quips, do you?
Maybe. Who knows?
If
I
they
don't know.
call for it. Chris, thank you for the super chat. I got 2 for Doom,
Matt
either
Smith.
Matt Smith or Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, which we all
So
know is
Jamie, right? Jamie Lannister
the other
from Game of
Jamie.
Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Almost went with them. All right, this is where we have the. Thank you for the super chat, brother. We have the supporting cast of characters throughout the years of the Fantastic Four, and it was really fun, like to kind of gather up some characters that could play bigger roles. So we're kicking it off with somebody that could introduce another villain, and that is Miss Alicia Masters. And funny enough, I think this is the only time we did it. We both picked Journey Smollett. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Journey Smollett. I couldn't
wow.
She would be a great Alicia Masters. Yeah, 100%.
She would be a great
shut up.
Invisible Girl. She would be great.
Keep it in pants, Omar.
Okay. Listen, keep it together. Look, dude, ever since she was on Friday Night Lights, son. Wow. Yes, she needs a big breakout role. She's great. She's a great actress. And I got nothing to add. Really, and could be with Johnny, could be with the Thing. You never know. So yes, that's our pick. That's the one we freaking agreed on. I loved it because as soon as I saw, because I was uploading my images after you did. As soon as I saw your image, I was like, damn it, that's my pick. I almost took your picture and put someone else up there. But yeah, I think that she would be great, and could play either for the Thing or the Human Torch. And of course, if you're going to introduce her, you have to introduce her father to this, right? So I thought, okay, who would play a puppet master? My choices are so out there. Why would I go first? Okay, so
it's all messed up. It's fine. It's just go.
It's all right.
Obviously, we know what your choice is.
All right, hear me out. I had a setup, and now I can't. Steve Guttenberg. Hear me out. Steve Guttenberg hasn't been in anything. This is Steve Guttenberg, 3 Men and a Baby, Police Academy movies. He was America's Sweetheart at one time. But I was like, okay, if we can bring back comedic actors from the past, like if Tarantino can bring back people like Travolta and reignite their career, MCU can, that's what they did with Robert Downey Jr. They can do the same with Steve Guttenberg.
Just with the puppet master? What an interesting character to revive his career with.
Hey, I don't see the puppet everybody liked Michael Keaton as the Vulture, and the Vulture's just as goofy as the puppet master.
Yeah, but now we're gonna see. I don't know. I guess we're done seeing the Vulture. I don't know what's gonna happen with it.
Oh, I don't even think about that. Rick Moranis would be my choice for somebody else. Yes. Bring back the old school. Well, I guess not old school, 80s, but yeah. Who did you choose for the puppet master? I'm curious because I went a completely different route than you did. I'm sure.
So obviously, I went with a little bit more of a serious actor, someone who could definitely.
Excuse me. Have you seen Police Academy 4: Citizens on Patrol?
I guess someone who, yes, okay, you're fine. Someone who could portray this kind of character, a little bit of, a little bit insane, a little bit nutty, that has gravitas, and that would be Bryan Cranston. I even got a picture of him without hair. So there you go.
You want to put this guy in everything.
I didn't put him in anything.
Did you put him as Lex Luthor in your DCU? Oh, okay.
No, my Lex Luthor was younger. Because it was a younger, I don't remember who my Lex Luthor was. I have to look back at it. But
Jesse Eisenberg? Was it Jesse Eisenberg?
Cranston. There we go. Because he's someone who could, he has that gravitas. They could pop him in and out of movies. Then he might have one good, bat. I don't know if he'd be a villain if he'd actually be a main villain at some point, but who knows? He might be too expensive.
Steve Guttenberg's waiting for that phone call from Kevin Feige to play the puppet master. All right. Let's keep going.
All right.
Now that one right here is not a big supporting role. I mean, this is a minute supporting role. Frankie Ray. This is another character that I really enjoyed. Frankie Ray was the girlfriend to Johnny Storm. Later on, it was revealed that she was actually related to the original Human Torch and then became the Herald of Galactus. So it's, again, a character you introduce and you build on it. And if ever you get Galactus and Silver Surfer and all that, then you can expand on the character.
Yeah.
Ladies first, right? Your choice?
I don't know at this point, so it's like a mixed bag. Nope, your choice again.
What? I have nothing to do with this.
Okay.
Okay.
Your choice.
Okay, that is Sophia Lillis. She was in
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, she was in the
It, of course.
She was in the It movies. And then she had a TV show on Netflix, and that got canceled. And then, yeah, she was later in Dungeons and Dragons. I really like her. She's a great actress. And we don't have enough redheads. Not that Frankie was a redhead, but that's why
I found ever seemed to be leaning towards that when I was looking.
No, I think she was blonde in the show.
It's just all in
in the comics. Mm-hmm. Who'd you go for?
So I chose a little bit of an older actress. She got her start on, well, I'm sure it's not where she got her start, but she was made famous in the first season of Bridgerton, and that is Phoebe Dynevor. I think she's sexy. She's a great actress, and I could definitely see her chewing this roll up. So she is my pick. If you haven't seen Bridgerton, the first season, I mean, her and Regé Jean Page, they got some amazing chemistry and some really great sex scenes. So yeah.
Oh, whoa, that's why we're casting. What's going on
I'm just saying.
I could reach out there and find some too. Okay, I didn't know that. That was one of the prerequisites.
Yes, but she's my choice.
Okay. Now I'm gonna have to download some scenes. All right, who's next?
Okay, I think our next one is Roberta. So tell us a little about Roberta. I couldn't get the whole thing because it's a square.
Oh, I had fun with this one. So the reason I wanted to use it, somebody like Roberta, is because she could be a small little cameo role, and it could be played by somebody big. And the person I chose, I thought would just piss people off. So.
Oh, it's my choice first.
She's not human. She's she's got mechanical. She's got wheels at times for legs. So it's just her top half. She's kind of like the Fantastic Four, the Freedom Towers, the receptionist, if you will. So the Janine from Ghostbusters to the Fantastic Four. So that's why I wanted to have fun with this character, because it would be a small cameo. You go first. Who'd you pick?
I'm looking at it, and I thought the same thing. I figured it'd be someone I wanted a fun cameo, and all of us who are, all self-professed nerds would know and love this actress, and it would be fun to see her in one of these properties, and that is Felicia Day.
Day.
I liked her, and I think that'd be a fun little role for her just to be as a cameo. So that's my pick. What about you?
Go ahead and pop her up there. I wanted to have fun with this one because I was like, man, I want her to go on tour to all these so people can start spreading rumors that she's gonna be the Invisible Woman. It's it's Emily Blunt, right? It's the person that everybody wanted, or not everybody, but most people wanted to be the Invisible Girl. There's no way she would take the role of Roberta, but I thought it would just be funny.
Yes.
So, not the only
Go
thing.
ahead.
I mean, we are talking about the Fantastic Four tower, right? Like, we are talking about people that already been cast. Is this a sure thing? I think it's just rumors right now.
Until I see an official announcement from Kevin Feige, all those castings are just rumors right now. And I'm good. Anything we're casting, Septillion, is obviously our fan casting. It's not anything we are predicting will happen because
I'm predicting Emily Blunt's going to be Roberta.
No, I don't think so. Maybe she's a multiverse Sue Storm, and maybe she's revenge for what Wanda did to her.
That ship is sailed, baby. It's time to recast her as Roberta.
Really did. Yeah,
yes, I went there. All right. The next one.
Yeah, fully aware of the rumors. Okay, go ahead.
So, Roberta, I figured let's have some fun. Let's go ahead and throw Herbie the Robot in there.
Yep,
So you
all
know
right.
who I'm casting as
Exactly.
Herbie the Robot.
You might as well go first because it's gonna pop right up.
John Krasinski. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There's your John Krasinski and Emily Blunt in the Fantastic Four movie. He's playing Herbie the Robot. That's right. That's the role he chose. I had to do it, man. Look, people have been petitioning. People were mad that he got killed in
I wasn't that mad after he revealed Black Bolt's secret to Wanda in like the dumbest way possible.
I gotta throw him in there, baby. I really like this. I almost put the Impossible Man as a cameo, but I thought, okay, maybe there's I went with someone else as a cameo. Yes, Krasinski as Herbie would work. Thank you for that. I just thought, well, let's throw the guy a bone. He's been trying to make it in the MCU and got a little bit of a role in Doctor Strange, but let's give him something now. All right, Panda, who you got?
Okay, so I was thinking, I did not think about those roles, but I was thinking that someone who, obviously someone mentioned Alan Tudyk, because he is one of those voice actors, right? But I thought about someone who I think would be really good as a Herbie as far as a voice actor concerned. And he hasn't been in an MCU film yet. I think that he should be in something. And so my pick is Bill Hader. The man can do voices. He's a so for me, I love me some Bill Hader. Barry's over. He's got nothing else going on, or maybe he does. I don't know. But there we go. Let's cast him as Herbie and let him use his voice for a little bit. Give him some breaks.
I think that's actually a really good choice. I almost was thinking outside the box and went with Lindsay Lohan.
Oh my gosh!
But do you know why? Because I don't think most people would not get it, right? Because she was in the remake of Herbie the Love Bug.
Oh, yes, he was in Herbie the Love Bug.
People would not make that connection at all. I think I must have been drinking when I was writing that, so I went with Krasinski instead. There you go. Look, you can even have Jim's face on the Herbie the Robot. It'll be fine.
What a weird robot. Okay. You're going to have to go first again, too, because this is messed up also. I think everywhere you had a white block in the last one is where, because I didn't add the animation to your...
I like that you just keep blaming me. Like, everywhere you had the...
I should have realized. It's my fault. I should have realized.
I'll take the heat.
Yeah, so so our next character is Owen Reese, which my first interaction with Owen Reese was actually in the Hick Vengers, right? Because he was... Molecule Man was half the reason, right, behind like Secret War.
He's the big thing of the original Secret Wars as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just go ahead and say who you wanted.
Okay. So I went with Eddie Redmayne as Molecule Man, Owen Reese, and like I said, a small role, like a little cameo. Like, what's up, Owen? How's it going? I'm doing okay.
But Owen could be like, and he's a good actor.
Oh, he can be big later on, especially if they're heading the route of Secret Wars.
Yes.
Yeah. But at first, I just want a cameo.
There you go. Who did I pick?
Cameoed him in the first one. I don't remember that. I've seen the first one twice. Once the movie theater, and the second time when was it really that bad?
Yeah, we did do was it really that bad?
I don't know if he was he in there? I'll have to look. I have to
look to see if
now I'm gonna look. Who's your pick?
My pick, also a very charismatic and a little idiosyncratic actor, and that is Matt Smith.
Oh, Matt's okay, I can see that. Yeah. But he's already in the MCU.
Okay. If you ever think Morbius is coming back,
then
I guess he's in the MCU. I do not think that's gonna happen. Technically, he's dead. Isn't he dead at this point? So he can revive himself.
That character might be.
I love this. I love him. Obviously, he can play a big bad. So we all seen House the Dragon here, right?
Omar, that was out of context.
As long as he dances, I'm fine. I'm just kidding. That's not. I don't want him to dance. So yes.
Only if he's his Jupiter Ascending character. We don't talk about that movie here.
Oh my
We
god!
don't do that here. The movie was so great it flopped twice. That's because of this. It's Morbid time. You people made that happen. They recast a lot in the MCU. Do they? Do they really? Really?
It was perfect. Thank you, Brand XK. That was perfect timing for his most famous and favorite gift.
That gift better never disappear. Omar, Morbius isn't in the MCU. It's in the Venom universe, which is an exclusive universe. Yeah. And then Venom was in the MCU, though, right? Because he showed up in the Tom Holland universe. So it's all connected because remember, the Vulture is now in that universe. So it's all connected. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Vulture shows up in
Morbius. Like talk about a confusing timeline. People are going to be like, somebody needs to flashpoint this freaking universe so we get these characters all back together. Ooh, I do like Bryce Dallas. Ooh, that girl.
Yeah.
She was Gwen Stacy.
She was Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, she was Gwen. They made the redhead a blonde and the blonde a redhead in those movies. Always. When are you going to see Review Across the Spider-Verse? Saw it last night. We're going to see it tomorrow night and review it on Friday, right, Amanda?
Yep, on Friday, yeah. So we give everyone time. Well, most people time to see it Friday or Thursday night, and then we'll do a review on Friday evening. But yeah, was it good?
Nope. Don't answer that question.
Okay, don't answer. I guess no spoilers. No spoilers. All right.
Stan Lee was cast as 100 characters. They can recast Matt Smith, right? Or they?
Chris. That is true. Chris Evans was also technically in the MCU twice. That's two different characters.
Yeah. All right, who's next? Who do I put next? Oh, the Mad Thinker. The Mad Thinker. That's right. Yes. So this, who's going first?
You are.
Okay. I went with somebody. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is where I have to ask. I don't know if this guy's been canceled. I remember he got fired from Ninja Turtles because of something he posted online, but I don't know. I don't keep up with this stuff, so I don't remember if this guy got a redemption. Like he's been in things since then. But I went with Jason Biggs because he looks like the part of the Mad Thinker and can play a quirky character like the Mad Thinker. And I don't think he got his due because I think we all typecast him as the guy that stuck his dick in a pie, and that was it. But yeah, he was the voice of Leonardo on the Ninja Turtles, and he got fired from season 3 for posting something online. I don't know what it was, but I don't know if he was James Gunn, right? If people came to his aid and were like, "Hey, he's a good guy," it's fine that he jokes around like that. I don't know what he posted either, but it was. I remember that he did get fired from Ninja Turtles. I think he was canned as Leo in TMNT. Yeah, I'm a good guy. Give me a second chance, or maybe I just can't keep up. Honestly, and I chose him before the show, and I'm like, oh crap, I think he was canceled.
I'm looking at that.
And he's just one of these guys that I think never got his due.
His social media activity was offensive enough that he got canceled.
It was offensive, like James Gunn offensive, like joking around, or like
I don't know. I'm looking up Cinema Blend right now to see if I can find out.
Well, you know what? If anybody knows, just type it into the chat, please. Thank you all.
Yeah, tap it up the chat because that's a lot of reading for me to do. So I can get to my pick, which is a relatively unknown actor. He's been in mostly a lot of British television.
You love them Brits, don't you?
Yeah, I
a lot of Brits in this cast here.
Yeah, but let's be real. How many of those are actually
taking real American jobs, Amanda?
That's what they do best. Okay, in the acting world, anyway. The actor's name is Sean Dooley.
Whoa, you went older. Okay,
we did go older for Julius the Mad Thinker. Yeah, I thought because some of these characters, I don't see them being like, oh, we're gonna have them long term. Some of them could be just cameo one-off characters or minor villains that we don't see.
What's this guy been in?
So he's been in what you probably would maybe recognize him in. He actually is the voice of the fire giant Yura and Shabriri in Elden Ring. He's also the voice of Gray, the English version for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. He's been in Gentleman Jack, which is a TV series. I think that Amazon Prime has it. Yes, he was King Foltest in The Witcher, which of course you have not seen that TV show, so you would not know who King Foltest is. And he's also been in, I think he was also in Doctor Who in 2018. He played Epso, but I was not watching it at that time, so I don't remember him in that. But he was in The Woman in Blue. Huh?
The Woman in Blue?
The Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe. That scary movie that came out in 2012. It was like when he was trying to start being a more serious, like dark actor. It was like a little horror film. Yeah.
Yeah. He was nude with a horse, right?
Nope, that was Equus, and that was on stage. But close enough.
I remember. Swiss Army Man was the best thing Daniel Radcliffe ever did. It's okay, Omar. The writers of The Witcher haven't read the books or played the games. Nice. That always helps.
That's why.
Yeah, Amanda told me all about that. Oof, that sucks, man. Especially if people really enjoy the first 2 seasons. It sucks when things like that happen. And then on top of that, you lose your main actor. What the hell? What do you? Anyway, let's stay focused. Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four.
All right, you get to go again first because again, your picture's gonna show up.
Yeah, my bad. But I do.
No, you're fine. It's not your fault. It's my fault. I should have realized when we took those.
It's the internet's fault. Who? What's the next character?
The next one is Uatu the Watcher.
Yes. Okay. So the way that where's Larry? You still here? So the cameo that I wanted for something like this would be a narration throughout the whole movie, and then at the end, it's revealed that it's the Watcher narrating the movie, not the whole movie, but from time to time, like introducing these characters. And the Watcher's been watching, right? So to set up something bigger that's coming. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about my own stupid script that I did not write down. But I figured we need somebody with a good voice for the Watcher. It could be CG because we're talking about a big, bald dude with a skinny body. And it has to have somebody with a good voice. And I was thinking, what I did was actually, this is the only one I really did a lot of research for. I went on YouTube to find sound clips of good voice actor or voices, actors with good voices. So this was a lot of fun. This is probably my favorite one that we got to that I got to choose. So yes, who did you pick? Okay,
you get to go first. Go ahead.
That's Matthew McFadden.
Oh. And if y'all watch the series,
I know what you know him from.
This guy. No, so obviously not his Tom voice, right? Because his Tom voice is kind of high pitched and kind of whiny. No, but his Mr. Darcy voice, from Pride and Prejudice, God,
his voice is amazing. I'm not Pride and Prejudice, dude.
No, I am.
I know you are.
We walked down the aisle to their songs at my wedding for that.
That was what?
No, go ahead.
No. Would you say? Okay. So I went with somebody with a good voice, and that's why I chose him.
Cool. So no, I love Matthew McFadden.
No, and seriously, I heard so many sound clips of his voice. I'm like, ooh, he's got a good voice. I like that, and that's what you need for somebody. That is somebody like the Watcher, right? Like somebody that's just sitting there narrating what's happening from time to time and telling you the story of what's to come in the universe. Oh my gosh. I like your pick too. I saw who you chose.
Yeah, well, so everyone in the chat, you all will agree with me. Why?
Not all of you. Hold on now.
Jeffrey Wright. He has an amazing voice, and he was really good in What If as the Watcher. Why recast him?
Because he's Commissioner Gordon. He's Commissioner Gordon.
He can't. He could do both. I love Jeffrey Wright. I mean,
he's solid.
Yeah, he's a solid actor. I love his voice. Why not just keep him? that's good with me. I'm good with just keeping him as a Watcher because that's mostly could be CGI anyways. So when you see the actual Watcher in person, so yes, Morgan Freeman will also be a great narration voice.
Hold on a second. Side note: Jeffrey Wright was standing in front of me when Barack Obama announced he was running for president. Oh, dude, I misread that. I read Jeffrey Wright was a stand-in for me when Barack was like, what were you, Matt? What were you doing?
That's amazing, Matt. I would love to have met him. That's great.
Oh, Neil Gaiman. Yeah, my wife and I agree. Neil Gaiman's voice. Oh, dreamy. Another round for a man. Yeah, she cheated a little bit though. She chose somebody who's already been cast.
Because why waste a good thing? It's not like that was What If was a necessary failed attempt. It just was.
What If sucked.
I thought Jeffrey Wright was still good as the Watcher in it, even
I
if
don't
the
think Jeffrey Wright could save that show, so that's just me.
that's
And somebody keeps saying Keith David, and I like that. Damn, that's a good one too. I like that. You know who surprised me?
who?
Whose voice I didn't actually like was what's his name? Andre Buffman. I love Andre Buffman. I've been a big fan of him since the days of Homicide and Glory. Glory was the first time I saw Andre Buffman in a movie, and I'm like, this guy's gonna blow up. And then eventually, now he was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine was the last thing he was on. But he did the voice of Darkseid in something. I can't remember what it was. And I was like, man, that just doesn't work. He's a great actor. Just his voice didn't work. That dude, come on, man. It sucked. You must have been smoking because that show was bad. Keith David was the voice of Spawn in the animated show. It's a great voice. I like his voice.
Yeah, he does. I keep thinking about him in Community because he was in the 6th season, the one that aired on Yahoo.
Oh man, he
kind of replaced.
Was he? I didn't make it that far.
Yeah, he replaced the what's his name? Is it Chevy Chase? Yeah, the Chevy Chase character, like as the older like guy going back to school kind of thing. Yeah, he just replaced him.
Omar was gonna get canceled by Marvel, dude. Oddfellow and I reviewed it, and I said back then I hated it. I was not a fan of that show. It was bad. It had 2 good episodes. I'll give it that. It had the Doctor Strange episode, which was great.
I like the Doctor Strange episode. That one stuck.
What was the other one? There was another one that I liked, and everything else
was
just
the Thor episode.
I didn't like the animation style. Anyway, it's on a review.
I did like the one who was the one where someone was killing all the Avengers. I like that one.
Yeah, that one started off good. Is that the zombies one?
Not the zombies one.
I hated the Ultron. The Ultron one made me
right. Ant-Man was the one because he was killing like the Hulk and everyone. They were assassinating all the Avengers. And it was Michael Douglas's Ant-Man because Hope died. Isn't that someone?
Oh yeah, that one.
Someone else correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. I like that one. Okay.
Let's keep it going.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it was the Wasp Hank Pym episode. That's the one. Okay. All right. So we are now on to villains. Now, like the actual villains that would be like the main villains, right? Because obviously some of these characters we've mentioned, Owen Reese or Philip Masters, can become
those are cameos that will build up to future villains. These are already established villains, and I had a hard time where to put Dr. Doom. Because Dr. Doom, everybody immediately thinks, let's make him a villain, right? I don't know. I kind of like establishing him as the ruler of his own country and having him as a smaller role. But the very first villain, I think, is the same one that a lot of people want, which makes sense. Yeah, no Franklin Richards or Valeria.
We didn't do any
kids. The kids would come later, right?
And then by that point, we'll have to pick all new actors because
let me tell you, Dr. Doom, out of any character we've cast so far, Dr. Doom's the one that made me stressed. I'm like, I don't know. Because it's like you got to make him the right age, and you can't make him too old because he went to college with Reed. So it can't be the guys that I want. All right, but before we cast Dr. Doom, we're gonna go with
they could also. This is also the MCU's Marvel or MCU's Fantastic Four, so there could be changes. All right, you have to go first because again, the mix-up with. All right,
so the villains. I went with the Mole Man. Okay, Sean Austin is my Mole Man. I know everybody wants Danny DeVito. I love Danny DeVito, but he's already played that nasty fish-eating character that grosses people out.
You mean a Big Fish? Oh no. Never mind. In Big Fish, no, he was like a werewolf thing. No one else.
No, I'm talking about in Batman Returns. Remember he's eating the raw fish?
Yeah, that was gross.
That nasty dude. I went with Sean Austin because he's such a good dude. He's never played a bad guy. I want to see him. Like anytime he's in a movie, Sean Austin's going to be good. Even in Stranger Things, you're like, there's no way they're going to make that character bad as Sean Austin. He's got too much heart. I want to see him we've seen the makeup that they've done in the Batman, right? With Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
But add some warts, give him a balding cap. Oh, dude, I'd like to
see him expand his range because he always plays that good guy character.
Absolutely, yeah.
He hasn't really played a villain. I could see that. It'd be nice to see him stretch his wings.
Stretch his wing. I like that. Yeah.
Stretch his wings. Yeah.
How about you? Who'd you go with?
Oh,
go with Danny DeVito.
No, but I mean it's not far off.
Jack Black. Okay, I can see that. Yeah,
I saw some.
he's
fan
already played a
casting
major
that I said,
supervillain though. Koopa.
Jake. Yeah, who cares if he played Coop already? He can
Excuse
still
me.
play the moment. He's already in Star Wars, so Disney's already got him locked down. You might as well throw him in the Marvel universe too as a villain, as the Mole Man. And gosh, would he just chew that role up for all it's worth?
I don't know, Amanda. I feel like every time I see Jack Black, it's Jack Black nowadays. Like people are just putting him in things that they're like, hey, we need Jack Black in this movie. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. We need Jack Black in this.
I mean,
okay.
No.
Yeah, Jack Black. Okay.
It's fine. He can do it. I mean, what it's not like the Mole Man isn't meant to be a long-running villain we're gonna see. That's Doctor Doom, right? That's Secret Wars. That's Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah, Doctor Doom is the villain they're gonna introduce in the first movie,
and we're gonna see who can really just make this movie just
it's like, are you picking oh man, if you pick Jack Black as Doctor Doom.
I can't wait for Mole Man single. Oh gosh. And it'll be just as viral as Peaches. Because my kid loves
it. Yeah, my dude's not in a band, a 2-man band. He's just an actor. Only if Jack Black gets a song. No, we're not doing that. We're not making the Fantastic Four into a musical. Oh gosh.
No, why? No. Like they're making a Joker Folio.
Yeah, well, that's because it's artsy. Joke. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, dude. Okay. Next time I don't know. I like limiting myself. I was like, Living or Dead, like casting movies. Oh my gosh, that we can have a blast with. But it's not fair, right? Like you got to limit yourself. So
it's true.
And you also got to limit yourself with people's ages. I love to put Joe Pesci, but Joe Pesci came out of retirement to be in The Irishman, and that was allows for his buddy Martin Scorsese. He doesn't just do that. Yeah. All right. The next villain
is
Dr. Doom.
Oh, this one is right. Okay, but I get to go first.
Yeah, of course. Ladies first.
No, I'm just looking at what the order is. All right, so Dr. Doom. This is a difficult one, like Omar said, because he's our big bad. I mean, he might start off good. He goes to bad. We know Secret Wars is coming. I assume it's going to be. This all sounds like it could go. We've heard about incursions already, things like that. I'm seeing Hick Vengers in my mind, all that fun stuff. Anyways, so my pick, I wanted an actor that has gravitas and is deep. And yes, he might be a little bit older, but I think that Marvel would make it work. And that is Luke Evans. He's already played villains before, so we know he could do it. He can also be a good guy. So he is my pick. And when you see my pick for the next actor, you'll see there's like a reason why these both look so damn similar. Yes. So that is my pick for Dr. Doom, Chris Evans.
All right. Okay. Before I go, I need to say that who I really would like for Dr. Doom is Matt Mikkelsen. Matt Mikkelsen is to me would make an amazing Dr. Doom.
And he's
already damn it. Like, I had to stick with what we're working with, and what we're working with is somebody that went to college with Reed. Like, if they're gonna, I would love for them to keep that because I think it's really good.
Yeah, I agree.
So somebody that's 30, 35. Oh man. So I was thinking outside the box and I dug his voice. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this cat could actually work because he's going to be in the suit all the time. Mm-hmm. We're hardly going to see any flashbacks with him. But when we get flashbacks with him, he looks like a freaky or a creepy Leonardo DiCaprio. So that's
so it is you need me to say it?
Yeah, Dane what? What is Dane?
Dane DeHaan.
Yeah, this guy.
You know, Harry Osborn from
Harry Osborn too. Yes. Okay, he's the right age. He's got this creepy vibe going for him in every role he plays, even when he's playing a good guy. I don't know. And then his voice is really good, man. Yeah. I dug him. So I think I haven't seen him in anything in a long time, honestly.
Yeah. Not since what's that one he was in with the girl? The Valerian?
Oh, Valerian City of Tomorrow?
Yeah, I've
City of 1,000 Planets.
Yes. It's been a minute since I've seen him in anything, so Doesn't mean
Between
anything.
those two, I'd go with DiCaprio. But look, man, you're getting a poor. Look. Here's the thing, Jose. You're going with a poor man's DiCaprio. I'm going to cut you a deal. You don't have to pay DiCaprio prices when you go with Dane. Just saying. You're welcome.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I said Luke Evans.
Dude,
You said
Dr. Doom has got to be the hardest person to cast.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine, because no matter who they pick, it's going to be the wrong person until we see them on screen. It's going to be the wrong person.
It's always going to be. Yes. All right. So next one is Christophe Bernard. Tell us a little bit about Christophe, who that person is.
Hey, I left my white box up there.
Thank God, because at least then we can establish who's going to go first.
So Christophe is the heir of Latveria, the Latveria Empire from Dr. Doom. So if we're going to introduce Dr. Doom, the way that I pictured it would be to introduce Latveria, right? Like his actual kingdom. And it would be cool to go ahead and introduce side characters like Christophe there. He eventually rules Latveria when Dr. Doom dies, or he's missing, or he comes back. He becomes a Dr. Doom type of character, like wearing a mask and even the green outfit with the metal gloves. So yeah, I think it would be really cool. Pete Davidson why would you? Why
say your pick?
Why would you do that? No, not Pete Davidson. My pick is Tanner Buchanan, who people were saying should be Johnny Storm.
Well, I do
He's
like
the kid from Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
He's the kid from Cobra Kai. Son. Johnny's son from Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like him. He's good. He's got the looks to it.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with him.
Sure. Yeah,
that's what most people were saying. Tanner Buchanan is Johnny.
It's Johnny, yeah.
Pete Davidson should have been Namor Stilling. So why? No more Pete Davidson.
No more Pete Davidson.
Who did you go with?
Okay, so I went with one of my favorite actors from one of my favorite TV series that just ended with a awesome final movie on Netflix. And when you see what he looks like, if you're thinking about the heir to
I'm trying to think of what series you're talking about. One of your favorite series that ended with a movie?
Yeah, Serenity? It actually ended with a movie on Netflix. Like they had their final season. They finished out the arcs with the final movie, and that is the actor Alexander Draymond or Uhtred of Babenberg, and from The Last Kingdom.
The Last Kingdom. Okay.
Yeah, actually,
what kind of pictures of Christophe did you see online that made you choose this guy?
Because I was going for like who would look like a younger Luke Evans if he was like some heir apparent, and that fit the bill for me. And plus, I'd love to see him as a superhero at some point. He's already played a fantastic Viking, so why not? So that's my choice.
Sure. Okay. Alrighty.
No, are you talking about Nate? I don't know. That kid's a lot.
I don't remember who that is.
Yeah.
This guy, Jacob.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Jacob Elordi. That's Nate is his character's name in Euphoria.
Larry's also a fan of that picture you chose for
Last Kingdom was great. It's a fantastic show.
Pedro Pascal is everywhere. He'll be fine.
He'll be okay.
I do love John Hamm.
Fantastic Four doesn't mean we won't see a Pedro Pascal.
I'm sure he'll be there.
Is there some Marvel property where there's like a lone wolf cub kind of situation that we can throw him into?
Yeah, Old Man Logan is a straight ripoff of Lone Wolf and Cub towards the end. All right, let's cast the last person.
Jet Bronies. I know we're not talking about this, but that's a little sensitive to bring up. We're not even casting Iron Lad.
That's a sensitive subject. That's a sensitive subject for a band.
It's a pipe dream quite yet, but that's fine.
She's still the president of his fan club and the only member that she's the only one that pays her own dues every year. All right. So the next character, that we were talking about this is okay. Just go ahead. I'm setting.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. Talk about it.
No, it's fine. So what I wanted to do with the character of the Watcher was introduce the next bad. And I figured the next bad would open up the world to the negative zone. And if we're going to introduce the negative zone, we can't introduce a nihilist like that. We have to introduce, a badass in his own right. But, yeah. So I went with Blastar. Now, of course, he's going to be pure CG kind of like 90% of the bad guys these days, big bad guys. So Matt saying that's Jack Black right there. Okay, who goes first? Are you going first?
I go first.
All right, ladies
So-
first. Who'd you go with?
I picked a relatively unknown actor, but
Relatively unknown.
I think he has the build and
Well, he's gonna be
has a voice
CG.
that-
So
yeah, exactly. So the actor that I picked is Johannes Hakor Johannesson. Now,
that's
what
an
would you
awesome
know him?
name.
Yeah, I know it's a great name. So for a great villain, he has been in Vikings Valhalla. He was in Succession, and he was also in Game of Thrones as Lemon Cloak. So he's been in quite a few things, but not anything, that he's really broken out of. He's also in that TV series for Cursed. The
I don't know what that is.
It was it was a novel, but it was was it Frank Miller? I don't remember. Anyways, trying to remember who did that. But yes. So he's also in the Eurovision Song Contest story, the story of Fire Saga. So he's been in some things. And when I looked at, him and what the physique and role of Blastar would entail, I said, I think he would make a good fit for that role. And when I see your pick, I realized we were thinking along the same lines about.
We were thinking along the same lines.
Well, just as far as like physique and the actor type and things like that. So
I was thinking, of a big guy. I was thinking of a big actor. And the only person that for some reason would not get out of my head is the gentleman that played Hodor, and that's Christian Nairn. And that's who I went with.
Awesome. Yeah, I do like him. That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay.
You're gonna show his pick. There he is. Okay.
There, I have like 5 tabs of clicking.
Okay, my bad. Okay. So yeah, I figured it would be his voice.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be CGI. It's gonna be huge, right? I mean, you couldn't do it justice, right? Especially if he's fighting the Thing, and the Thing is gonna be CGI. So we needed somebody big that sounds like a big guy. Not that you can't fake it, right? Like you can totally fake it with voice changers, and so
it's true.
Or that's right. We didn't do Silver Surfer. I don't think Silver Surfer will show up in the first movie. I really think Silver Surfer will come in the second movie. And then we can cast the second movie.
Go ahead.
No, that was it. This is a voice role. Michael Ironside, voice of Darkseid. Look at you. What are your picks? Ron Perlman would be my ideal pick.
I actually almost put him as that too for Blastar. I almost put Ron, but I was like, so the reason he's 73 years old, and when he was 71, someone had asked him about doing another Hellboy, and he said, F no, I'm 71 years old. It'd have to be a really, really good story for me to come back because he's so old. So I didn't pick him. I wanted to for Blastar, but then I was like, okay, I saw that, and I was like, he could just phone it in as a voice actor like Bradley Cooper did for Rocket Raccoon. But I don't know how they were going to do that. So that's why I didn't choose Ron Perlman. I almost chose him.
Eric Dane is Blaster. Since I'm on your Fury,
you sure are, Brian.
Yeah, man, you're all over that, huh? Pedro Pascal's Diablo. Yeah, nice. I can see that since he's already played Maxwell Lord. Ray Porter, DCEU Darkseid would be terrifying. We talking about teens or late 20s for FF? We went with 30s for the
30s. Because we saw
except for
them
Johnny. Johnny's like in his 20s.
Early 20s with the Fantastic Four stick, whatever that thing is. The Trank one in 2015.
Oh,
they
that
were in
movie.
their 20s. Josh Trank's one in 2015. We've already seen that.
We can go back to the beginning so people that missed it can check out what as we talk.
Oh, you want me to just go through our picks?
Yeah, if that's possible. I didn't know if that was possible.
Yeah, sure. We'll just do it this way.
Do it this way.
So that we can
I'm just gonna click John Cena as Blaster. So yeah, these are our picks for the Fantastic Four. Okay. There's Sue right there.
There's Reed.
Back to Reed.
There's Sue.
Sue. And then we went with Johnny Storm. I have the right idea, right? The right idea. Both British actors. And different ideas for Ben Grimm, though.
Much different ideas for Ben Grimm.
A lot different here. Okay. And then our supporting cast. Whoa, did we hit that nail? Boy, if they cast her. Ooh.
That'd be fantastic. Very different reasoning.
We're rooting for Steve Guttenberg. Bring back 80s actors. They're still relevant. Please.
Frankie Ray. Two relatively.
Hey, both of them are redheads.
Yes, they
Each one's a
are.
redhead
Well, I don't know.
too.
It's hard to say. She was blonde and she may have dyed her hair, but she was blonde in Bridgerton. I don't know what her natural hair color is. She has most of the time I see her as a redhead on the carpets, red carpets and stuff for premieres. So I'm gonna go with what?
Nothing. You were like, "There's no way for me to know." No, never mind.
There is.
Never mind. Yeah,
oh, you know what the carpets match the drapes?
That's not what. That's
wow.
Yes, that's exactly where I was.
Oh my god.
There's our Herbie, or Amanda's Herbie is Barry.
Bill Hader.
Yeah, Bill Hader.
Barry.
Owen Reese.
Yep.
Matt Smith, who's already in the Morbius movie.
But he died. He's not coming back, and neither is that movie.
That movie's coming back. Jason Biggs, a man that needs a redemption, apparently. I like this because this is way different than what you were thinking of Matt Finger than I was.
With the Matt Finger. I really think I need to know what comic I got this picture from, because she's like, you guys actually kidnapped me and took my clothes. What is this from, Omar? I need to know what that's from, because what?
Oh, that looks like a Brian Hitch. Oh my god, is that the Mark? That looks like Mark Miller dialogue too.
Yeah, I was like, what
that actually looks like Mark Miller dialogue. I bet that's Mark Miller's Fantastic Four.
Capsulogic's asking if we're not casting.
Well, I thought about that, right? Like, but the thing with that character is that we've already had a character, or I'm sorry, the actor played that character, and Stan Lee, and I don't know. He's who Willie, the mailman, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if who else could do it. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool dressed up as Willie Lumpkin, I think would be the only thing that could.
That would be hilarious.
I mean, once you've had Stan Lee be that character, it's hard to go after him. Speaking of the Watcher, nope, we weren't even talking about the Watcher. But here's the Watcher.
Here's the Watcher. I would like Matthew McFadden is an actor. I would like to see in a role. I could definitely see him play a villain, which I never thought until I watched Succession that I could see him as a villain. And if you guys haven't seen Succession, you should watch it, and then watch the amazing series finale that just aired on Sunday.
I haven't seen it yet. Willie Lumpkin, CGI cameo, Satan. Whoa, slip with the tongue. Slip with the tongue.
Stan Lee. Oh, God bless you. That's Stan, Omar. Why would you?
Margaret Qualley for Frankie Ray. Omar especially might want to investigate her further in Claire Dennis's recent stars at New. Okay. Margaret Qualley. See, next Imaginaut is a man of good taste. So I'm trying to figure out what. Okay, Margaret Qualley. Let me look her up. Yeah, Amanda went with like this girl's had a lot of sex and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I like this girl. She's cute.
No, I've known she's a good actress too. They have watch her, Jet. Thank you. Oh, Henry said there is no mailman. Everything is email now. So do we need Willie?
Ooh. Oh, oh, dude, you know what, dude?
What?
Dude, she is good. Margaret Qualley. She was in a movie I just saw. What was it? Maid, where she loses her home and she has to work as a maid, and she's trying to keep her kid.
She is good.
She's cute too, and she kind of reminds me a little bit of oh my goodness, who's the girl? Felicity Day, right? Felicia Day. What was her name?
Felicia Day.
Yeah, the girl in the Star Wars Rogue One.
Oh, you mean Felicity Jones?
Felicity Jones. That's it. Yes, that's who kind of reminds me of a little bit. Yeah, I can see that. Yes, mine too. But I went with somebody a little bit younger. Because I don't know. I don't think they're going to go the older route for Doom.
Yeah, I think they'll go for younger. Unless he, instead of being his...
He have the foreheads for the Watcher.
So here's the only thing I can see them doing to flip it on its head, because of the fact that they're MCU Marvel and not comics Marvel, is that Doom is like a professor or a mentor of Reed Richards. And that's how they are able to, if they wanted to cast an older character, they still have the connection from the college years where they work together as mentor, mentee, or and then obviously Reed goes on to become Reed Richards and all that stuff. So
she's Andy McDowell's daughter. Oh my gosh, I
wow,
love
Andy
that woman.
McDowell's gorgeous.
Andy McDowell has aged
Beautiful.
beautifully. Hasn't had any work done. That is a beautiful, beautiful woman. Oh, that's her daughter. I can see that. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
The hell am I talking about?
And I definitely can see Andy McDowell in there. Okay. Let's see. We've got also our villains. So let's not forget our Mole Man picks. So interesting. Our Mole Man picks.
Yes. Mole Man. Sean Astin, man. Got to give it to him. Got to make him a villain.
I love Jack Flag. So
too good of a good guy. Yeah, Jack Flag's had his heyday. He had his run as a villain. He played the most evilest villain in the history. Koopa. King Koopa. He had his day.
Oh, he's not done yet because that movie's getting a sequel, buddy.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
And he's going to make a Peaches too.
I'm sure.
Sure he will.
I'm sure he will.
Yes,
the hardest person to cast in the MCU right now is going to be this guy.
Yes.
Like, I think, even if Adam Driver and Margot Robbie become Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic or whatever the hell they're doing, people are going to be okay with that. But I think, the villains is what makes the heroes. So it really depends on who they cast as this guy. David Duchovny as an older Doctor Doom. Larry, you're a big fan of David Duchovny. I haven't seen him since Californication, I think. Was the last thing he was in? I like that show. And of course, he's X-Files, but
no, he was a dad in something recently, wasn't he?
In real life?
He's been aiming for he's been doing some comedic stuff. Oh gosh.
That's the one that everybody wants. Me too.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think they'll go that route. I really think they're gonna go somebody
younger. Let's take the professor, and then they can go that route.
Then Amanda's
because then his character's already dead in Doctor Strange. He ain't coming back. So, and this is a multiverse now, so anything's possible.
Wait, which character? Oh, that dude. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah. I was gonna look something up right now, and I forgot what that was.
We were looking up
David Duchovny. He was in something recently, and I don't remember what it was. It was definitely not X-Files.
All right. Here's the thing.
Yes, go ahead.
When you cast the Molecule Man, we gotta cast
people. That's what he was in. That's what he was in.
He was in what?
So it was the movie on Netflix with Eddie Murphy, Jonah Hill, and Julie Louis-Dreyfus. Him and Julie Louis-Dreyfus were married. Jonah Hill was their son, and it was a reverse Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, or one of those. Yeah. So Jonah Hill's marrying this black girl played by
Oh God, that movie was awful.
Yes, and Eddie Murphy was her father, and they said they faked the CGI kiss at the end. It was a whole big thing. But
yeah, because those two actors had no chemistry whatsoever.
It was not a great movie, and I was really rooting for Eddie Murphy, but it was not a great movie. Yes, so that's what I was like, didn't I see him something that was like a comedy? And that's what I guess if you call it a comedy. That's what I saw.
No, it was not funny nor good. So
yeah. He went very different versions.
So anyway, going back to the Molecule Man, what I was going to say is that if we're going to cast the Molecule Man, then we need a Volcana. We need somebody that will. Isn't that the wimpy guy who played the Green Goblin? Yes, that is the wimpy guy that played the Green Goblin. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Volcana. Oh dang it!
God bless America. What was that?
Go back to the show. Go back to the show. I'll fix this.
You have to put it not. You have to make it not background.
I know now. Okay.
Okay. Last thing was
That's gonna be my background. And then Blastar. Luke Evans should have been Namor. Yeah, people really want it. Volcana. Yes.
Woo.
There we go. Nikita Lyons. Just saying. That's how we get my girl in the MCU. Yeah, bonus casting. That's right. It's what we do here. Bonus casting, and I have some explaining to do. This is Nikita Lyons, and she would be great as Volcana.
Yep. Oh, someone Bagels Comic asked, "Are you going to do a live casting?" We actually did Bagels, and I can pull that up so you.
Yeah,
can see.
but we just did. If you want us, like we were thinking, do you want us to expand it of Superman Legacy and then the Batman family? That would be fun too.
Yeah, because we just did. So just so you could see Bagels Comic, what we did So we did one a couple of weeks ago where we casted Guns, DCEU, and we did Clark Kent, and then we did Lois Lane. That's the only ones we picked for Superman Legacy because we weren't really sure what direction they were going to go, but we were thinking about doing a more robust casting stream of this movie and then the whole Bat family, because we did like Damian and Batman, but we didn't do Barbara or Tim Drake or anyone like that.
Omar, you watch NXT WWE? No, I just like women. So I think I followed her Instagram one day and I'm like, oh, she's a wrestler. What are you doing, dude? How have you been? It's my buddy Samsa. Hey, did Amanda just say one of those films?
I don't know what that means.
Gonna be one of those people. What did you say one of those films about?
I don't know.
Oh, wow, that dude, right? My Lois Lane.
My Lois Lane.
Your Lois Lane is not a good picture of her, but but I mean, come on. Carajo. Look at that. Actually, your Lois Lane looks more like Lois Lane.
Oh, I know. And she would act just like Lois, like what I imagine.
Okay.
And she is just fabulous. And
fabulous.
I'm very sad that Mrs. Maisel is done because it was a fantastic.
People are talking about Al Pacino having a baby.
I know you guys are killing me. I didn't know you were all up on the scuttlebutt.
People thought Tony Randall was old for having his first child in his 70s.
Yeah, 89 is kind of old.
I mean, the older we get, right, the less the count is for the swimmers.
It's true.
I want to say, oh my gosh, is it more of a chance of having a boy now because the slower swimmers are boys than the girls are the faster swimmers? That's something I've always heard, but I don't know if there's any truth to that.
Yeah.
What about Emma Mackey or Samara Weaving for Lois? Thoughts? Samara Weaving, I'm a big fan of.
I love her. I almost cast her maybe as like a Sue Storm.
She should be good. I mean, if they're gonna cast Margot Robbie,
yeah, right. Derek Tyler asked, here's one you came in. Who voices Herbie? Oh, we did do that.
Yeah, we did do that. Show them the Herbie.
Back to Herbie, man. All right. There you go. So my pick was Bill Hader. And his pick was a cameo of John Krasinski as Herbie.
Yeah, but now you got to show him my Roberta.
His Roberta was Emily Blunt. You know what would have made it better if I had picked Rainn Wilson as Herbie, because God, that just that Dwight voice.
Oh wait, then we should have put Pam as Roberta and then John Krasinski as her. Totally missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. That was a missed opportunity.
We're fired. We're fired. Let's see here. I've been good, man. Always watch your stuff on replay. You are literal staple of entertainment in my life. Dude, thank you so much. I keep up with you through Instagram, man. That kiddo's growing. What about Al Pacino's my favorite actor. I know all his secrets.
Really?
What else do you know about Al Pacino?
What else do you know about him?
Someone said Al Pacino was 54 when his girlfriend was born. Wow. Well, bring back Chris Evans as for the torch. Don't explain it.
Good point.
Just put him in there. Put him in there. Bring back Johnny Five as Herbie.
I would be interested to see if that's something.
Short circuit.
Would Chris Evans do a cameo? I mean,
I don't know. I'm wondering if he's going to do a cameo in this Captain America movie that's filming right now. Because it kind of, he gave him his blessing and now Sam is Cap. So are we going to see? Yeah, we're going to see him. That would be really cool. It would be, how about this? It would be really cool if Chris Evans to do that.
It would be just to come back.
Because I know a lot of people would want to see it, and I know this Captain America is already getting hate.
I know.
It's just the world we live in, and it's obviously there's some reasons why some people don't like. How do I explain this? Like, there are people that are genuinely pissed off because it's not Steve, right? It's not Steve. Then there are people that are mad because it's a black Captain America. So there is a difference, right? I mean, and the people can be mad if it's not Steve. Like, that's okay. But it is interesting because in the comics, the same thing very much happened
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
Captain's story arc.
Some
With
people are
John
mad
Walker.
that Bucky didn't get the shield. I mean, there's lots of reasons why people are mad about it, and I don't know. I loved Anthony Mackie as Falcon. I love that he's taken up the mantle. So I am looking forward to. I for one, am looking forward to it. Plus, I'll get to see Harrison Ford more. And man, apparently he shows off his abs in Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, and he still got it. He's 83. He's not much younger. He's not much younger than Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. So he's
Well,
still
you
got
might
it.
see him as the Red Hulk if they don't stop production on that.
Yeah, well, apparently he said the Captain America schedule is very tough, according to a most recent interview.
Wait, you're saying
Harrison
that
Ford.
he's in
Remember, he's taken over as Thunderbolt Ross. Thunderbolt Ross will be in Captain America: New World Order.
Oh,
I think it's
wow.
going to play into the Thunderbolts or vice versa. I don't remember which one comes out first.
We
Um,
we didn't do Crystal. We went with
no,
Frankie
we
as
did. We
as
went
the
Frankie.
potential love interest because Crystal would open up the Inhumans. Then I thought, would they introduce the Inhumans through a Fantastic Four movie? No, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're onto something, Colin. Asking the real questions here. What is the girl's name will you pick for Lois Lane? Nice pick. That was Victoria Justice, and she's a very well put together lady. I'm all for African or
Just
Latino
don't go
Fantastic
back
Four
and look
trash.
at her in like Victorious, where she was a teenager on a
Well, yeah, don't
Nickelodeon.
do that. Don't do that.
Don't go that far back. Stick
Don't
with
go,
trying to find where she's now in her 20s and not where she was a teenager.
don't go that far back, please. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. You can go back. Mad because his Cap costume looks so stupid. Yeah, actually, I dig the
Yeah,
costume in the new one. You're talking about the one that was designed by Alex Ross, the one from the comic, because it's straight out of the comics, isn't it?
I
I
thought
like the
so.
way
Yeah.
the picture that I saw looked pretty solid. And Norton is Reed, Jessica Chastain or Emily Blunt as Sue, Keanu Reeves is the Watcher, Anna Taylor-Joy or Isla Fisher as Alicia, sorry. My daughter's name is Alicia. People are dumb. People mad about Miles Morales. Those people need a hobby. Yo, man, Miles Morales, are we done with this this right here?
Yeah, we can take it off. We're fine. I think we're
We'll put it
done.
back on. Dude, okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm one of these. I'm 45 years old, and I've been reading comics 40 plus years of my life. Back in my day, we didn't have characters that look like me, and I didn't need characters to look like me for me to see myself in characters. That's why characters that I enjoy that I relate to are like Storm or Uncle Scrooge. But when I saw the first Spider-Verse movie, we were walking out of the movie theater and I saw this little kid that was mixed. He was Latino and black. He was sitting there with his daddy and he said, "Dad, Miles looked just like me." And the smile on his face melted my heart. And I thought that was the moment when I realized that,
Yeah.
it didn't matter that I didn't need representation on screen or in comics, but we have it now. And it's such a beautiful thing. And who the fuck am I to take that away from that kid?
Exactly.
So I see why it's important to some people. I get it. Just because it wasn't important for me growing up, because I didn't really have a choice. We had the Living Lightning to look up to, and Roberto da Costa, who didn't even speak Spanish. He spoke Portuguese. Black people and Chinese people built America. Why not have a black cap? Comics did it right. I thought the comics was solid, man. The Rick Remender run was solid, and then of course Nick Spencer's ups and downs because the whole Hell Hydra thing that got taken way out of context. Sam Wilson with the Shield feels right after Steve's retirement. Harrison Ford took some gamma. No, he did not.
Sure.
No, he did not. He was Indiana Jones. Man, he was Indiana Jones in his 40s. That man, he's.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Would have the same sense for Bucky to take up the mantle, considering his MCU story. Right, it went a different route than the route that the Winter Soldier did in the comics. Inhumans get snubbed even in fan casting. We'll cast the Inhumans one day.
I feel like that should be its own separate fan casting almost, because there's a range we can go with.
Dude, right. Victoria Justice? No way, that's not a superhero name. No, Victoria Justice is the young lady's name.
That's actually her real name, and the TV show she was on Nickelodeon was. And no,
don't make fun of Victoria.
Don't go look at pictures from her. She was still a teenager when she was filming Victorious. So this hot girl. She's 30 now.
Look
at pictures of her now. Don't go like, oh, look at that when she was 16, 17 years old on Victorious. I'm just saying, just keep it above board, guys. Just keep it above board.
Outside the U.S., he's kilometers Morales. Ooh, I like that. Omar, you don't look at the over 44. I hate you, Jack. My daughter's mixed. She's 19. She's all about that representation in film. And I feel like a lot of young people are because they see it. They grew up with it.
Oh, yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's everywhere. Omar will be there. Will there be any new Fantastic? Somebody else, I believe my buddy Chris Zimmerman was asking. I've not filmed any videos with a Fantastic Four announcement. So I'm sure there will be.
That helps.
And Dragon Man. I thought about making Dragon Man in this, but I'm like, oh, we already got some in there. Hey, Panda, take this for a second. I gotta take this call.
Okay, Omar's gotta take a call. Let's see. So he said he would have put Dragon Man in there, but he didn't. But that's not to say that we won't do that at some point. Alex is saying Inhumans was a pretty bad TV show. The TV show was pretty bad. I had a chance to watch that as well, and I would love to do just a recasting, and I would love to see if they decide to reuse them. Obviously, they paid homage to that TV show with Black Bolt in that universe that they slipped into in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, but doesn't mean we won't have more Inhumans in the future. I know we're definitely going to have mutants, so they may be pushing the Inhumans back in favor of pushing mutants forward, because we only have so many projects going on, so many things we can really throw into these different TV shows and properties. And I don't know, I'll be interested to see what properties stick. Obviously, back in when you look at some of the old lineups for movies and TV, like movies that were supposed to come out and back in like 2013, 2014, some of those never came to fruition. So I still feel like we're still in that. We're so far out that there's still going to be things that we've seen that may never happen, and vice versa. Things we haven't seen that will happen. So, but you're right. Inhumans was a pretty bad TV show.
There was Victoria Justice's representatives calling me, asking why there's so many people downloading pictures of Victoria's. False. I'm looking forward to when we can do some X-Men fan casting. We did one, but I kind of like the format we have now. This was a lot more fun, and you all seem to get into it.
You really do.
Yeah, and we have a lot of fun putting it together. And again, at the end of the day, it's just us. Maybe we might get one out of these people right.
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll see who's closer to me or Amanda. That's what I'm.
Maybe. I don't think either one of us. I really think it's my fear is it actually is going to be Adam Driver and Margot. Paul Mescal, fine. That'll work for Johnny Storm. Daveed Diggs as Ben Grimm. That's it. That's a cool direction. I love Daveed Diggs since now Disney owns him because he was Scuttle.
They own him.
No, he was Sebastian in Little Mermaid. So I'm sure what you saw look at how many things Lin-Manuel Miranda has had to do for Disney. Pretty much as soon as they said do this Moana thing, now they own him, and then they can rewrite all of their music. I feel like now that once you're in it, you're owned. Like I don't know.
Ooh, this would be a good movie to cast.
Oh,
Ghost Rider movie. Where's my GIF? Where's my Ghost Rider gift?
Someone took that one off.
Larry, we here at Nearman Condition agree with you. Adam Driver is wrong for Reed. He's a great actor. And you know what? He could kill it as Reed. But it's just one of those things that we don't need. We don't need a name like that to bring people in. Like I think Fantastic Four on its own would bring the people to the theaters. But end of the day, I guess we'll see.
Exactly.
I'd rather them spend money on special effects than somebody's paycheck to get them to be in an MCU movie for 5 movies.
Exactly. I mean, and I'd be surprised if Adam Driver would go that route because he's such an eclectic actor. He's done so many different things, and he already has been in a tentpole franchise with Star Wars. But then he does stuff like The Marriage Story, which is phenomenal, and 65, which Corey and I did rent, and it could have been a really great film, but it felt like a lot of things got edited out that just kept it from being as good of a film as it could be. Kane, is asking if I saw Little Mermaid. I did not take my daughter to see Little Mermaid. She wanted to see it, but Memorial Day weekend was really busy. Besides having to host cookouts for Omar and the rest of our family,
Okay, you better finish that sentence faster. Not just for me; it was everybody.
For Omar. I also had to do the Murph on Monday, which is a challenge. Yeah, it's a CrossFit challenge that to honor John Murphy, who was a Marine veteran who'd fallen in battle in 2005, and his favorite workout was a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and another mile run. So that's like a thing that's been passed on. A lot of gyms do it. Our gym participated in it this year, so I was doing that and had to go to other friends' houses. So there's just no time. So after I see Spider-Man, because I know I have to review that for this channel, I will take my daughter probably to like a matinee showing because I know she really wants to see Little Mermaid. And I really want to see what the Scuttlebutt rap is all about that some people really despise. But then they can't get out of their head because it's Lin-Manuel Miranda and that guy just knows how to make raps that just you can't get out of your head. I hear Halle Bailey is fantastic as Ariel, especially her singing. And I hear that Prince Eric gets a very much what is this song? It's called Bet on It from High School Musical 2, a very Zac Efron Bet on It's own it's just song. So there's a lot of reasons why I need to see this movie.
You're not sold me on this movie.
Have I not sold you yet? Well, darn.
I'm not going to see that movie. I'm just not a fan of live action remakes. So,
yeah.
Hear me out. Fantastic Four transport to our time from another timeline and then get killed off at the end and reveal they are fake and then recasting all over again, which I feel like would be what they do.
Well, we have the Secret Invasion,
Ooh,
right?
That would be a cool rumors are Ghost Rider Halloween holiday special this year. I'm a big fan of if they do a Man-Thing Halloween special since he spins out of the what's it called?
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night Halloween special. That would be awesome.
And as long as what's his name?
Checking out. What's up, buddy?
Fantastic.
Adam Driver's a good choice for Reed because it's against type. They should save money though and cast someone lesser. Yeah, cast someone like Loki. Look how much that guy blew up. The guy wasn't in anything.
And
Chris Hemsworth, wasn't hardly in anything.
What was he in before that? He was the dad of Chris Pine in Star Trek, the first one. Like their budgets have for these movies. Obviously, special effects is one reason for it, but I think that the budget for their actors and actresses is also what increases their budgets twofold, and they need to make that much more money to turn that profit. And I think they're starting to see that is not working out for them as much, especially when they've created this model ever since Disney Plus came out. And then of course our pandemic, Disney's kind of trained people now that, it's going to be on Disney in about 30 to 45 days anyway. So I'll just wait and see it. So unless you're unless the hype is there, like with Guardians, that's why that's staying power right now. And it's Guardians in its 4th week made as much as Fast X in its 2nd week. How crazy is that? Everything.
Say that one more time.
Guardians in its 4th week out has made nearly as much money, like just for that weekend, as Fast X in that same week in their 2nd weekend. So I think one's make 20 million, the other one's like 22 or something like that. But Fast X is their 2nd weekend, but Guardians, that's their 4th weekend out.
But Fast, are we talking about international sales? Because
No.
people love Fast and the Furious overseas too. Like people love it here, but people love it overseas. Well, so I'm curious how it will handle international. I mean, there's a reason why there's 10 of those freaking movies with one spin-off.
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, so Fast X right now is it is worldwide. It's at 52 or 522 million.
I was worldwide. Like 52. That's
it's at 406 million just internationally. But then
see what I mean?
Right now, so Guardians of the Galaxy is at 437,000 internationally, but domestically, it's like 308 million, and it's already at 700.
You're saying it's almost at $800,000. Guardians 3.
800 million worldwide.
Oh, I'm saying 800,000.
Yeah, when you combine
$100
both of them, it's almost at 800 million worldwide. Yeah, Guardians.
I'm curious how Spider-Man will do. The big question is, I wonder how the Marvels is going to do, considering, because to me the trailer looks fun. I wasn't a fan of the first movie, but there are, there were people that hated that movie before the movie even came out.
Yes, it's true.
And
there's still people
I don't get into that crap. I don't give a crap like about that stuff. Like, I went to judge it for the movie, and it wasn't a good movie to me. So I'm curious, because this one looks better, and it's adding Miss Marvel, who I really liked. So I'm curious how this one would do. It would Fast X, or Grant Morrison would have called it Fast 10. That is one of my least favorite retcons in comic book history, by the way. Guardians hype was so big that no one wanted to be. Exactly. We knew it was the end. We were like, oh, people are going to die. But I'm not going to spoil anything because maybe some of y'all haven't seen it. Well, I'm in France, and I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, not Fast X. This one will be on Blu-ray.
But that's why I'm thinking that Marvel was smart. Okay.
This is a good question. The real question is, how will Across the Spider-Verse do versus The Flash? Because we still have, unfortunately, at least in this country, the mentality that animated films aren't films.
But the only benefit is Across the Spider-Verse, it's gained a lot of popularity because while the first film, it got a lot of word of mouth, while the theater returns weren't like that high, but once it was on DVD, once it was available for rent, it just kind of blew up, right? So you're starting to see that with pre-sale tickets for Across Spider-Verse, and putting it out right at the start of summer where all these kids are off from school is a really smart move as well. Because I think the first one came out like in December or something, if I remember correctly, or January. Because I remember it came out at I think it was December, wasn't it?
That was a December movie. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this one's coming out summertime. We got to do something with these kids. So I'll be interested to see how.
I agree, and Amanda agrees with the mentality, but the animated films are films. Thinking otherwise is just silly. It's just, for some reason in America, we're still struggling with animated films being, I guess, respected or being looked at as actual films, because we still have this weird taboo about them, like they're for kids. And if you look at every freaking thing that's a remake that's coming out, it has to be a live action, because people don't take animation seriously. Well, there are certain shows on Netflix that didn't do that well because they were animated. Like what was the one that was based on the video game that you and
Arcane Legends?
Yeah, right. Like that show, if it was live action, people would have been talking about it.
But it did do pretty well. I mean, it's coming out with another season, I believe.
Yeah, that's
good.
See,
in my mind, I think it has to be the right animated, because we say that, but Puss in Boots, it made a lot of money at the box office. It's and no one.
So did the Shrek movies. But if you think about it, though, those
movies 10 years since the last one.
But those movies are geared towards kids, and people still have the mentality of like it's a kids movie.
Yeah. That doesn't mean it can't do well, though.
Spider-Verse or comic book fans or people that are into things like that. So I'm thinking that Flash may win that battle, just because it's a superhero movie and people would rather see that than.
But it's
I don't know. How well did the Spider-Verse one do?
Oh, I don't know. I have to look it up quick.
I think it made. I mean, obviously, it made a lot of money, right? It was solid enough to get a sequel.
Yeah, well, and it also got the Oscar, right?
And it only
made 190 domestically, 194 worldwide, or internationally, so 384 worldwide. So, and now again, it was that December, March timeframe. That's why I'm not cutting it short yet. Now, the problem is it comes out, then we have Elemental, which is another kids movie from Disney coming out, Pixar Disney. Then we have
they had an agreement with Sony that they couldn't release a movie to compete against them.
Well, it's not on the same day. Yeah. It's not the same weekend, but it's the same weekend. Month. And then we have.
I don't know. I'm super hyped for it. I hope it gets. I hope it gets people back to the theaters, because we need, people after some bad movies, superhero movies at that, people lose a lot of faith in superhero movies. I think the fact Spider-Man is enough to beat out Flash easily. But here's the thing that Flash has going for it. Michael Keaton. and Ben Affleck. Like
But also
those
Ezra
two.
Miller.
Yeah, but come on, between you and I, who's gonna go see that movie for Ezra Miller?
No, not for him, but some people won't go see it because
Oh, you think they boycotted it because
there
of
are people
Ezra
who
Miller?
wouldn't go
I
see it.
see
Yeah.
it. I
But
get it.
also because, and also it's still a DC film, and currently the public perception around a lot of DC films is, I mean, the last one that came out was Shazam: Fury of the Gods, and let's see how fast did that thing fall out of the top 10.
Yeah, but that wasn't a great movie though.
It's true.
I don't know. James, that is a really good question. I'm curious which one will work? Which one will do better at the box office? I hope Spider-Verse kicks its butt. I mean, not just because I really like the first one and I wish more people would go see these animated films. Wonderful. Yeah. I love the first one. But this, I'm curious. I'm curious how well both movies will be received. Damn it, I'll be in Japan when those numbers start coming out, like the real numbers.
Oh, for Fantastic Flash, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I need to see Beast Wars.
Oh, there's too much. June is a very packed-filled month. It's like we have nothing coming out.
Summer's back, baby. Summers are back.
It's true.
Flash has a lot of positive word of mouth and major nostalgia behind it. I think the animation bias will make it loose on pure numbers. We will see. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping people get over this whole thing. Animations for kids. I'm
going with that. A lot of parents will be taking their kids to the theater, and they're not going to go take them to see the Flash. They're going to go take them to see Spider-Man.
Yeah, but a lot of grown-ass men are going to go back to the theater to go see Michael Keaton put on that bat suit again. You want to get nuts?
Sure. But I feel like there's one number that will outweigh the other, but we will see. You think the Flash, I think Spider-Man will end up still garnering more money, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. I think you saying that The Little Mermaid didn't do that well might have put that thought in my head that, maybe kids' movies don't do as well as they used to. Like movies that are marketed towards, because it's like, I think, to the average person, I think Spider-Verse is still a kid's movie, right? Like if you go to like a parent.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I think you're also looking at two different scenarios. The Little Mermaid had a lot of bias going against it coming in. So there's a lot of people who won't go see it because of whatever reason. I don't think Disney needs to make any more remakes that are live action. I don't like that they cast Halle Bailey as Little Mermaid. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse doesn't have that. All it has is garnered goodwill. Plus, on the tail end of Spider-Man No Way Home, which we already saw multiple Spider-Man from other franchises coming in, there's rumors of certain characters from the other Sony movies that might be making an appearance in this film now, and they're doing a lot better job of not showing that versus Flash, where we know most of the cameos.
Yeah, man, this
cameo of that one very famous actor who was almost. Yep, what? You're right. I'm not going to mention it, but you don't know. But the Andy Muschietti.
Shut up! Don't say anything.
Cameo that's happening in
that. Be quiet. Yeah. Don't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
But most average moviegoers probably didn't know that was a thing, so they wouldn't even expected it. But Little Mermaid is a different scenario.
This is one that stumped me. I don't know which one would do better. Like I genuinely don't know how it will go, because if Tom Cruise was saying this is one of the best movies, which is so weird to have Tom Cruise do a screening of this movie.
He thought it was great. Everyone thought it was great.
Oh, Matt brings up a really good point. That being said, the biggest movie of the year so far is Super Mario Brothers, an animated movie.
That was more childlike than it was geared towards adults.
But that's it, though. Movies that are geared towards kids do well because they're geared towards kids. Parents will go take their kids. Kids will bring friends to go. Spider-Verse isn't really geared towards kids, even though it's animated. And I'm not arguing against that. I think it's wonderful. Yeah. I love that Super Mario did well. Super Mario needed a good movie. It's more of where's this movie lie? I hope that it does well. I hope it kicks ass. I hope that adults go and see it, and I hope kids go and see it and enjoy it.
I think it is geared. Not that much kids, but
it's just it's going to be really hard to beat out The Flash. I think it's a movie that we've been anticipating for years. Whether you like the Snyderverse or not, it doesn't matter. It's a movie that's going to put everything together, and it is the beginning to some people of what the James Gunn universe is going to be.
Whatever that looks like.
Whatever that's going to look like.
Yes. Okay, we have come to the top of the hour, guys.
Holy crap, top of the hour.
It's been crazy. So some of us are going to turn to a pumpkin soon, so it's time for us to say goodnight.
What?
We'll get 2 hours, but you know how it works. All right.
Nope,
But yes, so this has been a lot of fun, guys. I'm so glad you could all join us for our fan casting of the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic.
And we hope you guys will join us on Friday night. We're going to say 9 o'clock.
We are going to say 9 o'clock.
Standard time to do for our live review, probably with spoilers, of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which we were just talking about. We are very excited to go watch that tomorrow. So we'll be watching that tomorrow, giving you guys a review or our first thoughts of the film on Friday. And then next week, I don't know what we're going to do, but we will post about it so you guys will know ahead of time what you can look forward to next Wednesday. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at Near Mint Con. Remember to check us out on Spreadshop for some great Near Mint Condition merchandise, and also on Patreon for $1 a month and more. You can support us here on this channel and all that we do for you. And of course, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Good journey, everyone. And we will see you all Friday. Except maybe Omar will see you tomorrow. I don't know what his plans are.
I'll be there tomorrow. Oh, I got a live show tomorrow at 1 p.m. And I got a Titan Comics announcement in the morning. Goodbye.
Go.
Have a great one.